Today, I'm going to be recreating and trying 100 years of fad diets, starting off with the 1920s, where the price of a dozen eggs was 47 cents and the most popular fitness product was the health jolting chair. And we're starting off with the cigarette diet. Yep, cigarettes. Back in 1922, concerned about the growing awareness of health risks associated with smoking, tobacco companies like Lucky Strike turned to marketing, specifically targeting people's obsession with weight and body image with the slogan, "Reach for a Lucky" instead of a sweet. Sales for Lucky Strike cigarettes increased by 300% and made them the #1 cigarette brand in the United States, all in under a year. The ads were extremely successful for business. As for health, I think it goes without saying that using cigarettes as a diet is 1000% not recommended. So I won't even be trying these and giving them a rating of 0. Moving on to the 1930s, where the price of a dozen eggs was 42 cents and the most popular fitness product was the reducing roller massager. And we have the grapefruit diet, also known as the Hollywood diet. And it first came to fruition in 1931. The diet consisted of half a grapefruit, a slice of toast, and a hard-boiled egg, 3 times a day over 18 days. It was said the grapefruit had special fat-burning enzymes and was super popular in Hollywood at the time. Okay, some positives. This decade's diet actually has food in it, which is nice to see. I'll give this a try, but just by looking at it, this is not enough food for an entire day. Eating this 3 times a day and that's it, I'm almost certain that's less than 1,000 calories per day. Let's try it out. Wonder if I can get this whole slice. That's what she said. I don't think I've actually had grapefruit ever, so pretty good, but it's just a fruit. This is not a balanced meal and it's not enough food for anyone. Also, those fat burning enzymes that they talked about aren't real. The only thing that you'll be burning if you try this diet is years off your life. So I'm gonna give it 1 point just because it's actually food. Moving on to the 1940s, where the price of a dozen eggs was 53 cents and the most popular fitness product was the Magic Belt Massager. The Master Cleanse, a liquid-only diet that consisted of hot water, lemon juice, maple syrup, and cayenne pepper. This was the original detox that promised to cleanse your body of toxins while also making you lose weight fast. You also might have heard of this recently, as it was made popular again in the 2000s when Beyonce claimed it was key to her 20-pound weight loss for the film Dreamgirls. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna do that again. And this is gonna be the first liquid-only diet. I don't have high hopes for this one. The diet stated you could have it as much as you wanted throughout the day, but you were limited to only this drink. I do not know how anyone could survive off just basically a lemonade. Let's give it a try. The pepper is disgusting in that. Oh my gosh. It's not sweet at all. I think I forgot the maple syrup. Let's see if it gets any better. Okay, that's better. But that pepper still gets to you. I feel like that's what makes you want to stop eating, is all that pepper in the back of your throat. As a diet, this is insane to me. The only calories you're getting from this are from the maple syrup, which a tablespoon has less than 100 calories worth. You'd have to drink this 10 times, even just to get 1,000 calories worth of just maple syrup. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to me. I'm gonna give it a 1 just because it's not a cigarette and Beyonce. If you drink this, you won't be a survivor for long. I'm sorry. Next, we have the 1950s, where the price of a dozen eggs was 60 cents, and the most popular fitness product was the portable sauna. Our next diet is the cabbage soup diet, which should also win the award for the least appetizing diet name in all of history. As the name implies, this diet was made up of having unlimited amounts of cabbage soup, which was made by adding cabbage and other low-calorie vegetables into a broth or water and boiling it. An interesting fact about this diet is that earlier versions of this recipe recommended boiling the cabbage for over an hour, which since then has been proving to eliminate any nutrition you would get from the cabbage in the first place. So not only were you not getting any calories at all, you're also getting no nutritional value. It was often claimed that the dieter would lose 10 to 17 pounds in the first week because of a miracle fat-burning compound within cabbage. I'm starting to see a pattern here. Of course, this has since been determined to lie, and the cabbage soup diet is basically just another form of starvation. But we have a job here today, so I'll give this a substantial try. We got some cabbage, we got some carrots in there, and we got some pea water, is what it looks like. I swallowed that against my will. I didn't think that was possible. That is worse than it sounds and than it looks. I hate this. I'm gonna give it half a point for consistency, going with the name and the looks of it, and also because it's not a cigarette. Please don't try this, please. Next, we have the 1960s, where the price of a dozen eggs was 61 cents, and the most popular fitness product was the electric mask. For the next diet, we have the drinking man diet, aka the wine and egg diet, which sees the US go back to its roots of substituting food for vices. This time, it's wine. I actually found a magazine clip from Vogue sometime in the 1960s that showed a breakdown of the diet for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and this is exactly what the breakfast looked like. No, wait. This is exactly what the breakfast looked like. 1 hard-boiled egg, 1 glass of wine, and 1 cup of black coffee for breakfast. That was all. Let's give it a try. I mean, it tastes fine. Can't imagine having wine for breakfast every day, especially mixing it with black coffee. I feel like it could lead to some disturbing drunk morning bathroom trips that I don't want to imagine. Will you lose weight? Probably, because again, you're starving yourself. You're having a boiled egg, a cup of wine, and a cup of black coffee for breakfast and lunch. I'm gonna give this one half a point because it has some food and the dinner part of it looks a bit more respectable. Might finish this for the rest of the video. Grape juice. Next, we have the 1970s, where a dozen eggs were up to 65 cents, and the most popular fitness product was the Twist and Tone. And we have one of the diets that I was most interested to try today, the cookie diet. This diet was created by Dr. Sanford Segal in 1975. It required people to snack on low-calorie cookies throughout the day. The Segal cookies were reportedly made with a secret hunger-controlling formula. Here we go again. I tried to find the exact Segal cookies, but they were $200. And I've seen dog treats that look more appetizing than the pictures they had on their website. So because I'm 99.9% sure that there is no secret hunger suppressing ingredient in his cookies, I just looked for ones at Walmart that had a similar calorie breakdown. Here's an exact breakdown of the diet here, where the only meal that's not a cookie is dinner, where they allow you some vegetables and a piece of lean meat. And they're not these protein packed or big fulfilling cookies either. They're small, they have minimal amounts of protein, a lot of sugar, and ultimately they're less than 100 calories each. But that's enough talking, let's try it out. After that cabbage soup, this tastes like the most delicious thing that's ever touched my mouth. But the truth is, as a diet, it's not realistic, it's not sustainable, and it's potentially dangerous. So because of that and the crazy price tag, I'm gonna give it 1 point. I'll take another one of these though. Now we're in the 1980s, where a dozen eggs kept climbing to 78 cents, and the most popular fitness product was the Thigh Master. This is when the phenomenon known as Slim Fast took off. Known for its meal replacement shakes, Slim Fast gained significant popularity as a convenient way to lose weight without preparing meals. The company's catchy slogan, shake for breakfast, a shake for lunch, then a sensible dinner, became well known, and Slim Fast became synonymous with dieting and weight loss in popular culture. Now this one's a bit nostalgic to me. I remember growing up as a kid, anytime I'd open up the fridge, my mom had an entire shelf lined with cans of the milk chocolate Slim Fast. And every couple of weeks, I'd be craving some chocolate milk and I would cave and I'd just grab a Slim Fast and immediately regret it because it tasted nothing like chocolate milk. But I'm an adult now, so maybe that's changed. Let's give this one a try. They used to come in cans before, but I could not find the cans anywhere. I don't know if they stopped making them. Shake it up. This one's creamy milk chocolate. This is considered an entire meal in of itself. This is a meal replacement. Just off the bat, it smells exactly the same as it used to. Yeah, still disgusting. Slim Fast, still gross. Get another try just to see. No, it's bad. Ugh. I thought it would be that taste you get with like a protein shake, but it's different. It's not a protein shake taste. It's nastier. 2 of these and a sensible meal is still an extreme calorie restriction. It's a bit better than some of the past examples, but you'll basically be losing weight because you're restricting yourself to an extreme level when it comes to calories. I'll give it 2 points because of the nostalgia, because it seems like it's a slight increase in the overall calories compared to some of the other ones. But another one you should probably skip. Next, it's time for the 1990s, where the price of a dozen eggs finally hits the $1 mark, and the most popular fitness product was the Bowflex. Now, I was originally kind of excited for this one because the 90s is the decade I was born into. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff, but apparently it's also the decade that the diet industry decided that carbs were the enemy. Hence, we have the Atkins diet. The Atkins diet focuses on high fat, high protein, and low carb meals similar to the keto diet, but has 4 different phases, with carbs being gradually reintroduced. All right, so it doesn't actually look that bad. High fat beef here, some Brussels sprouts, and then turkey bacon, because I didn't have regular bacon, but it could be regular bacon. That actually wasn't that bad. I can see myself eating this a couple times throughout the day and feeling completely fine. I would be curious about the lack of carbs and whether that would impact my energy levels too much. Overall, I think I'd give this one a 3. It's moving away from just limiting calories and just being a starvation diet. But when you do limit something as big as all carbs, I do find that that's not sustainable in the long term, at least for me, and it takes out all the fun. And fun's a big important part of food. Moving into the new millennium, we have the 2000s, where the price of eggs rose to $1.50, and the most popular fitness product was the shake weight. For this decade, we have the baby food diet, which, you guessed it, consists of eating baby food, specifically 14 jars a day. And I did my research, but I couldn't find anywhere who actually started this diet. The only piece of data I found was Jennifer Aniston apparently followed it during her time on Friends, but that's about it. So let's give it a try. It's mango flavored, if you're wondering. That's delicious. What the heck? I was not expecting this to be that good. That's surprisingly one of the best things I've tasted today. But talking about the actual diet now, it consists of 14 jars of baby food that completely substitutes any and all foods in your day. Now, although that might sound like a lot to eat 14 jars, each one of these is only about 50 calories. So in a full day, you'd only be getting a total of 700 calories, which is extremely dangerous. You'd probably lose weight, but it would probably include a trip to the hospital as well for malnutrition and starvation. So taste-wise, I'm giving this one a 4. But when it comes to diet, it's only getting 1 point. Maybe we should leave the baby food for babies. Finally, we have the 2010s, where the price of a dozen eggs doubled to $2, and the most popular fitness product were the Insanity DVDs. Finally, we have the Pop-Tart diet, aka flexible dieting, or if it fits your macros. And this one holds a special place in my heart because it was the first one that I followed when I first got consistent with the gym. Now, when it became mainstream and started gaining popularity, lots of people were calling it the Pop-Tart diet because they needed a tagline, and there were some people claiming that you could eat Pop-Tarts every day and still lose weight, which technically is true, but it doesn't mean you're just eating Pop-Tarts. So although Pop-Tarts are part of this diet, this is what flexible dieting would actually look like. And I've even included some of the foods from the previous diets. But basically, you were allowed to eat anything you wanted as long as you met those macronutrient goals or calorie goals. This is actually still what a typical meal would look like, minus probably the Pop-Tarts. I still like them, but I prefer some other options. Some lean protein, some healthy fats in the avocado. Delicious. A balance of carbs, some lean protein, some healthy fats, and then something sweet because I love dessert and I need it in order for it to be sustainable. Comment down below if you eat your Pop-Tarts cold or if you actually warm them up in the toaster. I don't think I've ever gone through the hassle of putting these in the toaster. It takes too much time. You just bite right into it and it's delicious. It's as good as can be. Also, s'mores Pop-Tarts are the superior Pop-Tart if you like strawberry. As for the rating, I'm gonna give this one 4.5 stars. Because of how flexible it is, it's really up to you how you eat. But as with everything else, just make sure everything's balanced and you're not taking things to the extreme. I think this video has shown that the diet culture in the US has been extremely dangerous and mostly driven by marketing and sales versus actual health. So if you have that friend that's always jumping between fad diets, feel free to send them this video. And next time you read about a miracle fat loss ingredient, hopefully you remember some of the examples in this video. And remember to keep it simple, keep it sustainable, be kind to yourself. You got this.